Oh, look at this. Our idea paid off. We thought we heard baboons calling, an alarm calling. Maybe they did spot this leopard, and look, we have found him. Lying on a termite mound. Beautiful male leopard. This is really, really lucky. He's in a wonderful position that we can get a nice view of him. Right up on top of this mound. As I thought, maybe with it getting a bit cooler now, he may start moving around. I'm not sure if he went to have a drink of water. Possibly that's when the baboons spotted him and the alarm called. But yeah, this is really, really wonderful. A nice surprise. Lovely big male. Oh, there he goes. Where is he going to go now? Now this could get tricky. I'm going to try to follow him. We might lose him. It's very thick over here. Hold on. This is tricky now to maneuver through this area. Hold on. Stay with us because I don't know how much longer we're going to see this leopard for. There he goes. See, as he moves further in through this thick area, we won't be able to follow him any longer. I'll try to follow him for as long as we can. Oh, it's a nice view of him out here in the open. Now, I don't think this is a dominant male leopard in this area. I think he's trying to set up a territory for himself. So it's a new male that we haven't seen much before. I think it's the same male I saw this morning. Hold on. There we go. Oh, look at that. Now, some people were asking me this morning, do predators eat grass or vegetation? Now, generally they don't. However, what this leopard is doing now, he's chewing on some grass blades, but only to help with some digestion. So it's not that he's eating or feeding on the grass. A few of the grass blades just help a little bit with digestion. And that's the only reason he's feeding on the grass, not for food. Not for food at all. Predators like this are carnivores. They'll feed on a variety of meat and different animals. Shelby, you know what? There is kind of a difference between the way leopards and lions hunt. So a leopard is considered a strict ambush predator. So what they would do is they would hide in the grass and they try and stalk and get very, very close to their prey and then launch out when they're quite close, launch out and try to surprise them and catch their prey. The thing with the leopard though is they're solitary. They have no help. So they've got to do it all themselves. However, lions on the other hand, they work as a pride, as a group. So what they will do is often also stalk, but they'll sometimes try to surround their prey or chase prey towards the other lions so that they can work together to catch whatever it is they're hunting. So they do hunt in a slightly different manner, but both the species do try to stalk and sneak up close to the prey. But a leopard, being solitary, it's a little bit harder. It doesn't have any help. The only time you'd see leopards together is if perhaps a male and female were mating, or if a female had cubs that she was looking after. But isn't this wonderful? What a nice surprise. I'm so glad we found him. Our persistence paid off. We were looking for most of the afternoon. I see that leopard is stretching his claws on the bark of that tree. Now they do that to also clean their claws sometimes. I cannot tell you how special this is to see a leopard, because at times they can just disappear if they don't want to be seen. And as I said, I think this one might disappear fairly soon. If he carries on moving in this direction, we won't be able to follow him. There are just too many trees. It's too thick for us to get a vehicle through there. can see how well his camouflage works as he walks through these thicker areas. He blends in really well with those beautiful rosettes on his body. See if I can go a little bit forward. Hold on. Maybe a last little view of him before he disappears. Watch out, Veer, mind the thorns. Oh, sorry, Kirst, I didn't hear that. If Aaron asked, do any of the animals have a what? Oh, okay, hibernate. Sorry, Aaron. So, I think this is about as far as we can go, have you? Can you see him through there? Sorry, Aaron, I'll get your question now. Aaron, in this area, the only animals that hibernate in Africa would be a lot of the reptiles. Most of the snakes, some of the lizards, they might hibernate. But none of our animals out here hibernate like bears do in North America. We know you've got a lot of bears and they hibernate in the winter. We don't have animals that hibernate, so they're active throughout the year. And there he goes. That was a great surprise. Wonderful to see him. He is going to disappear shortly. We won't be able to follow him through there. And he's going into that thick drainage line. As I said, it's a nice area for leopards to be moving through because they can hide, they can move through here very stealthily, they can possibly try and hunt. Maybe he's looking for food. But wasn't that a wonderful sighting? I'm so glad we got to show you that male leopard. Now from this leopard, let's go back to Ali and see what the lions are doing.
Amazing. I'm so happy Byron got that leopard. I know he was looking for it earlier on and very, very happy that, well, we got to see what a leopard looks like. And that particular one has been not easy to find, that is for sure. Now, I want to point out a very interesting fact. We saw the spots on the male leopard, and now here we are, we can see the spots on the lion's legs. Now, lions also have spots. The difference between them and the leopards is that as they grow older, the spots on the lions tend to fade. So they start becoming lighter and lighter and lighter, so it's harder to see the spots. But even the little ones, when they are born, their spots are so much darker, and it almost looks like a cross between a lion and a leopard. So you can always tell when a lion is still very young because you can clearly see the spots. Like this one's over here, the little one. His spots are still very dark, so he still has to grow a little bit for them to start fading. Jamie, you've gone back to sleep. We were hoping that you were going to start waking everyone up. Playing around, getting everyone annoyed. Seems like we've got one of the young boys that's a little bit on the restless side of things, and he keeps moving around, changing position, yawning. There's a spider web caught in the way. I think there's probably no spider there, and it's not right in front of the lion. It's just because of the angle that we're in. But unfortunately, like I mentioned previously, we might run into gremlins if we move. So we'd rather stay here where we can see all of them and see what's happening. Now, I think in total there are 5 females and then 6 younger sub-adults or not adults yet, and then the little one, if I'm not mistaken. So it's actually 12, and I said 13 earlier on. I'm not too sure why. Probably because I was assuming or thinking of one of the males being around. Now we've got one of the other youngsters behind the tree. Whoop. Probably had to go to the bathroom, and that's exactly what it's doing while it's yawning too. And I'm hoping that it's going to come this way and start waking up some of its siblings. Very pretty face. Now, as the sun starts going down, this is the time where the lions are going to start becoming more active. So it's a time where we hope that we're going to see them walking around and perhaps even go hunting. You can see this one's got still a bit of a full belly, and he's eating... Oh, you're also eating grass. So maybe you have a bit of an indigestion, and that's why you're eating grass. Just like the leopard was doing. See, they share a lot more similarities than what we think of. And especially with the domestic cats. I don't know if you've ever seen your house cat, or if you have a cat or know somebody that has a cat. Cats and dogs tend to do this often, sometimes to try and purge themselves, help with the digestive system. Now I'm hoping that he's going to carry on coming and stop eating all that grass to try and wake up some of the other lions. Or do you want to... No? Are you interested in that grass? It seems like you are. Perhaps he's in the mood for salad today. And you can, now that he's standing up as well, you're able to see all the spots on his back legs very clearly. Marissa, lions can be hunted by other lions, other prides of females that are not related to this one, other unknown males that come into or move into an area. They might try and kill some of the cubs in particular or some of the other lions. But I think in general, not too many animals would actively hunt lions. Their biggest enemies are other predators like the leopards and the hyenas. But I think more than anything else, lions have to be careful of other lions and of humans. Because unfortunately, us humans, we tend to hunt them too, and sometimes even kill them. Well, it's probably the purpose of hunting. But they are very sweet, and in this particular area, we get very lucky to view them. Mrs. Gillespie, you're wondering if the lions are on top of the food chain, if they are the most dangerous animal. Well, they can be. I think for us humans... Oh, hello, some brotherly love. For us humans and for some of the other creatures around, lions are probably the strongest one in comparison to them. However, elephants are far stronger than lions. But they're also very dangerous to humans. So I think in terms of predators, yes, lions are probably one of the most dangerous because they are the biggest and they're very quick. But that doesn't mean that an animal like a hyena or a leopard aren't as dangerous. But I think probably in terms of strength for predators, lions are the ones with the biggest strength. Sorry, I just got distracted looking at this yoga pose that this one's doing, trying to groom itself. Almost seems like your leg was tangled in your head for a second. I think it's going to go lay down with the rest of the females. Lions are distantly related to caracals, yes. They same family. So lions, leopards, caracals, servals, they are in the Felidae family. So they have a common ancestor, but they've like millions and millions of years ago from one another. Now you've chosen to lie all the way over there. Seems like Byron is still driving around, so perhaps he'll get lucky with another leopard. So let's head over to him and find out what his plans are.
Well, I do indeed, and you know I've got a romantic side. But this is really beautiful. Some wonderful color on those clouds coming through there. Beautiful orange coloration just through that little gap, and it is providing with a beautiful light. Actually, hang on, this might stay here, but the leopard that Tristan has got might not. Let's go across to Tristan quickly and see who it is.
So we do indeed. We've got little Thamba that is moving around. So he's walking southwards now towards kind of the Annette's boundaries, just on Chitwa, and he's just kind of come out and pops out. He was sitting on the most beautiful termite mound, and then he just came down. Unfortunately, it was so pretty where he was, and then he just kind of popped down as we settled, and then off he's gone now to start walking, and he's kind of walking down towards Annette's area. So I wonder if maybe it wasn't him that was involved this morning. There seems to be some sort of kind of thought that it might be him because they tracked him through Little Gari. So I wonder if it wasn't Hukumuri that was chasing little Thamba this morning. I don't know. It's obviously interesting because he's walked quite far. Like I say, the trackers say that they tracked him from deep in Little Gari all the way to Chitwa. So interesting that he's this side. Now we're going to try and keep up with him because it is incessantly thick in here and really not easy at all to be able to keep up. So we're going to try and see if there's some way to kind of negotiate this horrible thicket that he is in. Hopefully he goes to a mound somewhere and just kind of goes back up again onto another mound. We know Thamba is a mound cat, and so it would be nice if he did do that and just kind of settled down somewhere. At least he's cutting deeper into Chitwa now. He's kind of moving more in an easterly direction. If he goes west, he's going to go off Chitwa in 2 minutes, but he's cutting more in an easterly direction, which is great news. Now, Jason, you say your favorite male. Mine too, Jason. So obviously you have a great mind, because they say great minds think alike. So hopefully you're enjoying the fact that it's little Thamba. Fergus, you're also a Thamba fan, aren't you? Yes, Fergus is a big Thamba fan as well. So that's good. We've got the Thamba team this afternoon, which is fantastic news. In fact, I'm yet to meet anybody who has seen Thamba that doesn't enjoy him. He's such a cool little cat. I absolutely love spending time with Thamba, and so it really is great to be able to kind of see him, and I hope that he doesn't get chased away by these big males that are boxing and having their little thing and their little tiff at the moment. And like I say, hopefully Tingana comes to the fore and he's kind of protects this area, and we're going to get more sort of views of Thamba going forward. But he's such a pretty cat as well. He's kind of little. There we go. So we'll put a bit of light on just to see. Oh no, our light is gone. There we go. So he's moving kind of through the thickets, and it looks as though he's moving quite quickly, which would tend to suggest that either he's looking for food or he maybe got a bit of a fright this morning. I believe there's another male leopard that's just been found right now, not too far from where Thamba is, but on the little Gauri side. So there's interesting. I wonder if that's maybe not Tingana that's just been found. It would make sense if it is Tingana, but it seems as though cats are absolutely everywhere today. They're kind of popping out of the woodwork all over the place. Thamba seems as though he spotted something as well. He's kind of looking into the thicket, and he's stopped now. I wonder if he's not spotted some sort of prey animal. I came from the Chitwa airstrip side, which is where he's kind of heading, and there was no impalas there. There was a one nyala that was walking around, but no impalas whatsoever. So I wonder if maybe some of the impalas are still in these thickets and are making their way towards the airstrip, and that's what he's potentially spotted. But what a day. We've had the most ridiculous day. We've had 2 different leopards on screen, 2 different prides of lions, and undoubtedly my favorite little leopard. You can see those big emerald eyes. Hello, boy. What are you sniffing up for? I hope this means he doesn't disappear down into Mala Mala and the nets again for months on end. It's been so nice having more regular sightings of him over the course of the last few weeks that I really hope this isn't him kind of moving off. But he's gotten quite low. You see he's in a slink now. I wonder if he's maybe spotted a little scrub hare or something. Look, he looks like he's stalking a little bit. So I'm going to turn my lights off. I don't want to give him away, although he's grooming himself now. Let's just reposition here, Ferg. Let's try to get ourselves into a slightly better spot and see if I can maybe just so that we can at least see what he's looking at. I'm just going to try and see if maybe up front here. Can you see anything, Fergus? No. I can't see anything either. I don't see anything that he's looking at. I was hoping that there might be something in this area, but I don't see any movement around there. I don't see any signs of animals. He just seems to be down now and having a little kind of rest at the moment.
Tristan, well, I have found a little owl, a beautiful little pearl-spotted owlet. Now, I know a lot of you were asking actually when I got here and sending tweets in, and please would I try to find an owl, and I said I haven't heard many. I've been looking out for them, and luckily I heard this pearl-spotted owl call and then turned around and came back and had a look for him and found him. There he goes, off it goes. Actually, no. Oh, there are 2. There are 2. There's another one. There's one. That one's sitting over there. And you can actually hear the other one calling. I haven't found a chameleon for a while. Maybe we'll have some luck tonight. No, it just flew up to the top of the tree. Oh, Michelle, you say this is your first owl on drive? Well, that is wonderful. I'm glad we got to show you one. One of my favorite bird species, the owls, and we get quite a few here. Pearl spotted owl, this little one. And then the Scops owl, which was also very small. Not very big. It just took off. There it goes. The other one, I'm not sure. Oh, hyena. Look here. Sorry, there's a hyena. Look at that. We haven't seen a hyena for a long time. What a surprise. There goes a hyena. Oh, it's going to disappear through the bush there now. Actually, hang on. It's just going to come out the side. Let's get a nice view of the hyena walking around, possibly looking for some food to scavenge. Oh, what a nice surprise. Gee, we have been lucky this afternoon. Okay, well, I think, let me see if I can follow this hyena a little bit, but I'm not sure how long that leopard's going to stick around for Tristan. Let's go back to Tristan and follow that leopard a little bit longer.
Well, our leopard is just taking it easy, and he's at least allowing us a beautiful view of him, and he's looking in such good condition. Still kind of full. He looks as though he's had a good meal at some point, so he's not looking too skinny, and he's also taking to sub-adult male life pretty well, considering all things that has happened so far. So he's had to compete with a number of changes as well, much like Hosana, and both of them have really done well to kind of stay out of the way of the big boys having their little tussles and kind of sorting themselves out. But it's really great to kind of see him again. You can't help but enjoy this cat. He's got something about him that is captivating, to me at least. I mean, obviously everyone has a different opinion, but like I say, I've yet to meet somebody that hasn't enjoyed spending time around Hosana, photographing Hosana, looking at Hosana. I just came past a vehicle now with a whole bunch of photographers that I know, some of them, and they were beaming from ear to ear, and they were telling me how he's absolutely wonderful and one of the prettiest cats that they've seen. So he really is an individual that is kind of always captures the attention of those that get to see him. So Thamba, did I say Hosana?
Yeah.
Oh, Thamba, sorry, Thamba, that's very naughty of me. I meant you, buddy. Hosana is also a very captivating cat as well. The two of them are wonderful assets to our area, and we're very lucky to be able to see both of them in this section, and to be able to spend time and watch both of them grow up has been an absolute treat. So very special to have him around. I'm hoping that he's going to spend the night close by to Chitwa, and that tomorrow morning he's on the cards again. What's interesting is that we haven't seen many signs of Hosana since the rain, so I wonder if Hosana's maybe going to make an appearance sometime soon as well. It'd be nice to have both the young boys in a couple of days. Now, the other leopard that's just been found at Treehouse that I was alluding to earlier is indeed Tingana, and what's good about that is no matter which way Hukumuri goes, there's kind of interference now between Thamba and Hukumuri. Tingana's kind of between the two now, so hopefully Tingana will keep Hukumuri at bay, and you know, Thamba will be just fine. But it's amazing how Thamba has moved all the way down to this area and to where he feels safest. It's back to where he was born, and so it's an interesting kind of way that things have gone out. Now, I believe Byron has a hyena running towards him, so I can only imagine how excited he is going to be now.
Are you sure? Alright, now this hyena is moving just in front of us while we're driving. I don't want to chase it. It was on the road. Let's just see if we can get another view of it. I can hear another pearl spotted owl calling. Where did the hyena go? Now it's disappeared. Sometimes they can move off quite quickly. Can you still see it, or did it go off the road? I think as we went around the corner there, it must have just darted off somewhere. Possibly through the thicket. It's very thick around here. Yeah, it's gone. I think it darted off somewhere.
Well, slowly but surely they've started to move. There are some that have been doing some greeting rituals, grooming each other, so there's hope that they're going to get up and move in the next little while. Now, I think maybe we want to try a new diet of stick. You got it on your cheek. She's decided to come and say hello and start grooming this particular female that was here on the other side, the one whose foot you can see on top of her. Are you growling at the tree? She's angry at the tree. Probably because the tree has got a lot of spines and thorns, and she's taking it as a challenge. That was very funny. I think she got properly upset at the tree and started growling at it. As in, like, how dare you, tree, hurt me? You've got to learn to choose the proper trees. Maybe you should take one from the elephants. Now, we've got only 2 of the adult lionesses here. The rest of them are still in the pile where they were earlier. But I think there's a good hope of them moving soon, other than the fact that she's actually stretching. I think it's been coming for a while. They've all started to groom one another, yawning, and if the biggest females start moving around, although I think this one's also going to attend to its bathroom rituals, I think the rest of them might just soon enough start moving around. It's definitely once all the big heads are up, then the small heads follow.
A number of sinkholes actually in this section. I was telling Fergus about them. We actually found a few of these sinkholes during the 2012 floods where parts of the road actually collapsed. I got massively stuck very close to where we are now, following, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have even been Tundi, and following her around here, and we just went, and all of a sudden the ground gave way and the whole front end of the car went in. So let's see, he's sniffing around there. Let's see what he does. Wonder if maybe this is where Tingana walked after he finished his Impala kill, but he's definitely sniffing around. Interestingly enough, we drove where he urinated just now, so he didn't scent mark in any way. He just went to the toilet like a young animal would, and so he's not spraying or lifting his tail. But his urine had a very pungent popcorn smell to it. Joy, his spot pattern, you asking what is it, and because it isn't listed on his Facebook page. Joy, I actually don't know what his spot pattern is, to be honest. I just know it's Thamba when I see him. There's something about Thamba that immediately I know, but I'm sure somebody can help us with what his spot pattern is. Kirst, is it not on one of our straps, his spot pattern? I'm sure it must be. We must have a Thamba strap that has a spot pattern. I would hazard a guess that... I can't remember actually what it is. Like I say, for me, spot patterns are, they're great and they are useful at times, but 2-4 is what he is. So he's a 2-4 spot pattern. And like I say, spot patterns are useful when you don't see leopards often, and then you kind of get a glimpse of them and you can kind of match them. But I don't know, for me, I've always gone on just what a leopard looks like. And sometimes I don't get it exactly right. And sometimes, it works out in my favor and I get it okay. Right, now I'm going to just slide through here because we should get a really good view of little Thamba. Sorry, Ferg. There we go. That should be it. And he's just kind of staring into the night at the moment. But he is absolutely beautiful. So you can see those spots on his right side now. So we can confirm, I don't know if that is 4. It almost looks like 3 to me. That one spot's almost kind of amalgamated. And then on the other side it is definitely 2. So we'll just have to see. Maybe get another look. But apparently 4-2 is what he is. It's interesting because so many of our leopards have a 3-3 spot pattern. It seems to be the most sort of common spot pattern, 3-3 or 3-5, 4-3, and often 3 in there, but it seems as though Thamba is breaking the mold a little bit. There's a woodland kingfisher objecting to our presence and our lights, probably trying to have a bit of a nap. Now, sorry about the lights just burning Thamba out there. I have to have lights on for myself so that I can actually see where I'm going. And so while I keep up with Thamba, I'm going to send you back across to Ali because I think the lions are also up and moving.
Well, they are on the move. We are just trying to get at them. I think we've just managed to do that. So hopefully we won't get in their way. They're all a little bit sleepy, but they're coming and going and they're walking down the road. So they're... Sorry, Senzo? Sorry. I got a little bit blinded there. Now I felt... okay, not my best angle. Let me try and reposition so that this pole is not in our way. Alright, so they're gonna slowly start coming down the road, and funny enough, I thought that maybe they were gonna head towards quarantine, as there are some impala that are alarm calling for sure. So I wonder if there's not another leopard up there somewhere, perhaps that other mystery one that we couldn't find this morning. But the lions have gotten up, and it seems like they've decided that they're going to head in the same direction as the buffalo. They decided to go all the way west for now, so we'll see where they carry on going. But I think perhaps they have menu set in their heads, and that's probably what they're going to go after. Oh, you see all the eyes walking in the dark. Incredible, all of them walking along. Hello, girls. Now they're just walking past our vehicle now, and I think they're going to carry on, as I said, trying to sniff where the buffalo went, because this is the route that the buffaloes walked, and probably try to catch up with them during the night. Now, if an opportunity, let me get my head out of the way, if an opportunity presents itself and there's another potential prey species, they're going to take it. Ephraim, they're just heading west on Philemon's cut line. Copy. Now there's the rest of the pride walking in a beautiful single line. All of them, and it's incredible just to see the tiny little eyes in the back, and it's everybody at their own rhythm, but all definitely starting to move. And every now and again when they're walking, they stop, they listen out what's going on around them, and then they carry on moving. I think it's going to be a long night for them. Lots of things to start looking for. Seems like you've got something on your head. Maybe while you were eating. We're gonna have to start looking for food, and let me just get my head out of the way so that I'm not in anyone's view. But I think it's going to be very interesting waking up tomorrow morning and trying to find out what they've been up to and where they're going, because I think they're gonna go for buffalo, but I suppose we will only find out tomorrow. Incredible. Now I think probably going to leave you guys enjoying this view. I think our patience paid off, and it's been wonderful so far, at least to have all the lions, all the leopards, and so much action with our beloved cats for this afternoon. I think we couldn't have asked for a better ending of the week. So in that high note, I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
I have indeed, Byron. So we're still with the Styx Pride. We're trying to sort out our audio, but we have to kind of keep powering down and up to be able to get it right. So hopefully it won't start its nonsense again. But the Styx Pride is all fairly relaxed at the moment. Everybody's taking it quite easy. I wonder if they're not going to get up and move fairly early tonight. There's a lioness that's kind of got to head up. The cubs have been fairly busy already. They've been up and down. Lots of grooming has been taking place, and so I wonder if they're going to be moving. I was speaking to some of the guys. They were saying this morning that these guys were walking quickly and with purpose, and then all of a sudden they just lay down. So I wonder if they're also not interested in some sort of buffalo that might be north of us. In Torchwood, I know that the buffalo came out of that area, and so there could be some male buffalo that are hanging around that side, and that's why the Styx are heading that way. But they definitely, and I mean, they're not looking horrific, but they still are showing signs of mange, and so not quite as pretty as our Nkuhumas. The Nkuhumas look a lot better than what the Styx do at the moment, but you can see that male in particular doesn't look that fantastic, or sorry, the old female doesn't look that fantastic at all, and the male as well behind it. So they've got a few kind of sort of wounds and scabs that have come out from the mange, but hopefully with this rain that's going to calm things down massively, and they'll be able to come back from that. It looks really bad, but they can overcome it as long as they get food and the rains keep going for a little bit longer. They should be okay. Now it's interesting, I was just counting the number of lions here. So we've got the 3 adult females, and then there were 4 young cubs. One of the young cubs was unfortunately found dead a few weeks ago on the Mala Mala boundary. They don't know what happened to it, so it unfortunately has died. And then there's the 2 older individuals, and then there were 4 mid-sized ones, which I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 are here. So it's in total we have the sort of all the pride bar that little one that's no longer with us. So I don't know how many in the pride in total now. 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 12. So there's 12 in the Styx Pride now, same as the Nkuhumas, 12 and 12, which is pretty good. But like I say, the Nkuhumas definitely look far better off than what the Styx do at the moment. And A little bit fuller as well. The Styx females look like they could do with a meal, that's for sure. This little cub is trying to suckle, but mom is having absolutely none of it. She keeps kicking the little cub away. It's funny to watch because the cub then starts to growl at mom, and mom is just having none of it. So she's just keeps pushing this little one and saying, you will not have anything. So it's been fun to watch this pride, and it's always good to see the Styx. They like old friends. It's a pride that I've spent a lot of time with over the years, and when I worked at Chitwa, this was the pride that we used to look for the most, down on the southern boundary of Chitwa and towards sort of Hofmans and Little Gowrie and Vessels. And then we used to find them as far as Simambili and Elephant Plains, Arathusa, often at times. And so it's always good to have them around. Now, I'm going to spend a little longer with these lions, and then we're probably going to have to make space for some others. And while I spend a bit longer with them, let's send you back across to Ali, who sounds like she's about to have a Big Five showdown